What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Here's for Hire podcast. We're back again, talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Bean. Sean, how is it going?
I'm good, Connor. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Siri, shut up.
Alexa, turn off the podcast.
Make me leave. Order me a taxi. This is Weird News Wednesday, Sean. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world, and I have spent the week kicking back in a sun lounger, sipping on margaritas.
And some say sun loungers in Ireland not needed, but you said
excessive.
No.
I said no. I put that sun lounger in the back of my convertible, and I just rolled on down to the local beach.
The local beach. To be fair, we are an island, just a very rainy one. So beaches in Ireland are just, every time anyone listening to this, say from New Zealand or Australia or America, like
those are the three other countries we know.
3 countries. That's the only ones I have. They're the only ones I can think of. But every year we have 3 days of sun, and as an Irish family, you always get the father or the mother just looking at them going, do you think the weather will hold up for the day? If we leave now, do you think it'll start raining before we get back?
I think we might beat it back, but we'll have to. Sure, look, if we're there and it rains, we'll just enjoy ourselves anyway.
I don't think anywhere else you have that discussion.
No, not at all. Also, today was meant to be the day that if it rained today, it was meant to rain for the rest of the summer, I think.
What? Who are you? Puxatawny Phil? What's this story?
Look, it's this weird thing. Hang on, I'll get the name of it because it's fucking ridiculous.
A groundhog came into my house.
I was just about to say, it's the equivalent of Groundhog Day, but it's like Saint Something's Day, and if it rains today, it's meant to rain for 40 years. 40 fucking days.
40 years?
40 years. 40 years.
Fucking hell.
A lad named Noah decided...
Have you been talking to Noah?
I haven't. Saint Swithin's Day is what today is.
Oh my god, is that not the thing in The Simpsons when Bart is going mental? Is it St. Swithin's Day already? Do you know when he has a broken leg?
Yeah, that could be what it's from.
I have never heard that used in any other term other than in The Simpsons.
Well, that's it. Like, that's what today is.
My God.
Look, I'll be honest, Connor. It's not rained yet, but it's getting cloudy.
It is. It's always cloudy. So, Sean, this is Weird News Wednesday. Enough of your weather reports. We're going to get into this week's weird news. We've got some good stories this week, and I'm very excited for you to hear them. But our first one is actually going to be a story that involves a character we covered, I would say, at the start of maybe February. It was this year.
Right.
And we do remember we covered a story of a man who was walking downtown and he had a shed on his head. His head was just a big shed.
I do remember this. This was one of the last episodes when we were actually in the same room together.
Yeah, I think it was around February. And it was only a small one, but there was a man walking around England and he had a shed on his head and it had a chimney that blew out fire. And he was just walking around town and someone caught him on video. And it was kind of one of those, it was a small enough story because obviously it's weird, but nobody had any other information about this man. You don't know who he is. He just has a shed in his head. It's his secret identity.
No, and fair enough, he's recognisable when he does have the shed on his head. But as soon as that shed comes off...
Could be anyone.
Anonymous.
Could be, look to your left, look to your right. Your shed head.
What? You couldn't see anything because there's no side windows.
So, a man who wears a shed on his head has given an interview and says, "Leave me alone when I go to the shops."
What?
We have an exclusive interview with Shedhead.
Oh my god, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, we've covered Dogman here a few times, but Shedhead is a different character, and this has only interested me because we seen him in February and nobody's heard anything, because of course we've all been busy with other things. But now Shedhead has felt like now it's died down for the summer. He can finally kind of come come out and maybe give his side of the story.
Yeah, it's very warm weather to be wearing a shed on your head, so let's see what he's about.
It's not shed head weather. That's what they told me. Put on a jacket. Jeez, it's shed head weather. So a man who calls himself Michael Shedworth attracted attention when he was photographed carrying out a food shop with a shed on his head in Aldi at the beginning of lockdown. Is shed a universal term, or is there another way to describe that? A cabin?
I think shed implies some element of like tooling being put in there. Like it's a storage space.
Yeah, and he just has it on his head.
He does, yeah, and it is a shed. Maybe it's some kind of commentary that's like, oh, I'm a tool. So he's wearing a shed
on
his head. Isn't that good now? I just thought of that on the spot. That came right off the top of my dome.
Off the top of your dome that is not surrounded by a shed. But for the man who calls himself Michael Shedworth, the miniature garden structure is not a response to the coronavirus pandemic, but a way of life. There are many people wearing masks these days, and I'm all for that. But this man has decided no masks. The shed is the way to go. So Mr. Shedworth made headlines at the start of lockdown after shoppers in Aldi had seen him photographed, and they filmed him in the queue doing his shopping. The glare of the cameras is nothing new for the local celebrity Sean, who previously drew attention when he strolled through the city with a shed on his head, playing loud techno music, flashing disco lights, and spouting flames from the chimney, which is the story we covered. So Mr. Shedworth, who once uploaded a video being turned away from a job for wearing a shed on his head, has proved elusive, and has kept his identity a secret. But now, we are blessed upon us. He has now agreed to do his first interview, Sean. Speaking to everyone's favourite podcast, Big Jubba's Yak Shack music podcast, Mr. Shedworth. Go on, Sean.
No, I was just acknowledging how the name rolls off the tongue.
Big Jubba's Yak Shack music podcast.
Sorry, say again, Connor?
Sorry, you probably didn't hear me. Big Jubba's Yak Shack music podcast?
There we go.
Just like, of course.
The greatest podcast to ever podcast.
Mr. Shedworth baffled host Jacob Kunzler-Burt by conducting the interview, insisting the shed is actually his head, that both of his parents are sheds, and the structure grew naturally as part of his body. Sean, I think we have... I don't know if he's a hero or villain, but I think he might be a super villain.
I think he might... I don't think this is a force for good. I probably mentioned it in the original one, but we have a local celebrity here in Ireland called Blind by Boat Club. Has a very successful podcast. His whole thing was that he just always wears a plastic bag on his head. Now, I don't know if Shedhead plans to start a podcast.
Well, you can't take the name Big Jubba Yak Shack Music Podcast. That is taken.
That is off the books.
Right.
Like, now, in terms of finding out who this man is, I have a theory.
Oh no, already?
Yeah, well, not of who he is, but of how to find him.
Right.
Which is, in many English towns, a popular site is a model village of the local town.
Right.
So, yeah, and you see where I'm going with this, Connor.
Oh, okay.
I think if you go to that model village, he is just like crouched out. Like there's a body-sized hole under where the shed should be. So when he fancies going out, he just stands out of that hole. The shed comes with him, and off he goes to Aldi.
See, you're saying model towns is the way to catch this man.
Well, if he's, if his father was a shed and his father was a shed.
Yeah. Well, it's all just happened because somebody seen him walking downtown having a shed on his head. He's got into a local celebrity. This is his first big podcast interview. You would think he would come out and maybe say, it's all a bit of a laugh. It was all a bit of a laugh. But no, interestingly, he's gone the other way and has now declared that his head is actually a shed. His parents are also sheds, and the structure of the shed grew naturally as part of the rest of his body. He said...
Sorry.
Come.
This is an audio-based podcast that he was on. Is that true?
It is, yes.
Well, sure. What's his audio sound like, I wonder? Because if he's talking through a shed to talk to a microphone, so if he has crystal clear audio, I think we can infer that he doesn't have a shed on his head at that point.
Yeah. So then the only person who knows what shed head looks like is the host of Big Jubba's Yak Shack Music Podcast, Mr. Jacob Kunzler-Burt.
And that's a man who already has all the knowledge in the world.
He has all the words, surely. They're all in the name.
That's true. He picked randomly out of a dictionary.
But Shedhead has said this: I feel like I need to make it clear. I'm not just some kind of attention seeker, trying to live out some weird alternate reality. This is my life. He told the podcast a small lump began to grow on the apex of his roof when he was 13 that developed into a chimney, and he began to get a glossy coat on the exterior of the shed, which just happens with a shed's journey into adulthood. Oh boys, it's enlightening. This is a whole group of people nobody sees. The media are hiding these people, but there is apparently shed people.
There's an underground shed community. That's he's just leaning into it. I think he's bored because he's just like, we've heard nothing from him for 4 months, and suddenly he's an actual sentient shed.
I think, okay, we take the piss, but what this is all about is this man had a bit of fame, and he got a few videos done on him, and so now he's decided he's going to lean fully into it, go all in, just claim you are a shed, and I think he might get another week of fame from this.
Yeah, like, Shedhead will slightly trend, and then, probably around Christmas time, he'll be wearing a shed that's decorated for Christmas. He'll be wearing like a gingerbread shed. Yeah,
that's good. So Mr. Shedworth claims the music which blares from the shed is something that is internal, that comes out of him, and brings a lot of unwanted attention. He also says he once had a run-in with the council official after falling asleep in a Bristol park, who told him he needed planning permission to be there.
Oh, genius. His entire career was building up to that moment.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, there's no coming back from that.
No, because he's fully in the right, you know.
The shade-headed celeb says it's just one example of the unwanted attention he is forced to tolerate. It's not helpful to be recognised in the street as a famous face around town. I think you're least famous for your face, Shedhead. I'll have you know.
I think it's what's outside the face that counts.
Yeah. Is that what you said on your dating app? I think it's what's outside the face that counts.
It's true, I've not talked to anyone in some time.
Many a while. I want to be able to go to Aldi in peace, to buy my bread and my wonky mushrooms and some wood preservative without being ogled and people badgering me in the queue and trying to take selfies with me. A lot of this media attention, although it's well-meaning, a lot of it is unwelcome ultimately. I mean, he says, I don't walk around Bristol with a shed on my head. I walk around Bristol and that's it. These people can't just look past the shed to the man underneath sometimes. He added, I hope your listeners have learned a bit and will keep away from me when they see me in the street. Not talk to me, or just bother me, and just bugger off. I don't really like humans much, to be honest. So, I think we've turned. The Shedhead community have turned on us.
Yeah, it's sad that it's gotten to this point that he has to plead for privacy, you know, but I mean, that's the world we live in. No one gets to choose if they're famous anymore.
If you want, you can Google Shedhead and you tell me, do you think that's part of his general body, or is it maybe something he's added later?
Shedhead. A couple of hairdressers in Galway.
I don't know if we need them.
Oh, I see him here now. God, I mean, look, it's a very good model of a shed.
Well, it's almost too good to be true, Sean. You'd think it was real.
Well, it could be real, I suppose.
Could it be real?
Could it be real?
Could this man have a shed on his head that's part of his skin?
It's wood though, but it's. How does he see out? I'm so confused. Oh my god!
What?
Connor, Hang on a minute now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I am on a
Oh, no.
website. I am on a website, Connor, called readersheds.co.uk. Okay?
Okay.
Now, they have a Shed of the Year competition. And
Fuck.
on this, I see it looks very similar to our classic shed head. It looks very similar to the head of our classic shed head. Now, all photographs are copyright of the sheddy James Bolton. Now, category unique.
Fuck.
Price
Fuck.
less than £100. And the description, also, year entered 2015. The description: portable, lightweight, good for growing cress, mustard, etc. One size fits all, inbuilt sound system.
What? Wait, so what you're telling me is you've done up to 45 seconds of research and have already found this man's name and a competition he entered?
I believe I have, yes.
Okay. I feel like we've outed him, but maybe he's not Batman that we first thought. Maybe he's not as protective as his secret identity as was first feared.
That's maybe not, because and also the location is it's like the location of the shed. It says on my head and then hyphen Bristol.
Unless he goes on holiday, then that location is not true.
That's true, but also, and sadly in this, it does show a picture of the shed under construction.
So you're saying he didn't grow from that? I've been fucking lied to.
Unless that's a photo of his decapitated shed father.
Oh, of course, that's what they put up instead.
With a tube of no more nails beside it.
So Shedhead, he's come out and he's given this interview. We have finally found the man behind the shed, but it turns out it's just another shed. It's a whole thing.
It sheds all the way down, lads.
It sheds all the way down. And finally, we have answers to the biggest question we've all had this year. I know you're all thinking it. What's up with Shedhead? And finally Shedhead has been answered.
He's just a man, maybe.
Maybe. Call James. Probably.
Certainly from Bristol.
On his head. So, we're going to move on to our next weird news, Sean, and that is a filmmaker shooting a shark documentary was attacked by a shark on her day off.
On her day off?
On her day off.
Oh my god, okay. Was she still in the locale, or is this just like she's nowhere near the beach?
She screamed, "I still love sharks," as she was wheeled into the emergency helicopter.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't say those things.
A 29-year-old woman was bitten by a shark while taking a day off from filming a shark documentary in far north Queensland in Australia. The filmmaker was snorkelling at the Great Barrier Reef, about 100 metres off Fitzroy Island, near Cairns, when the shark struck. Like a jab to the stomach at first and then an uppercut. But bystanders, including doctors, provided first aid until paramedics arrived and airlifted the woman to the hospital. "I still love sharks," she shouted as she was wheeled into the helicopter. "Sharks are beautiful." I think you're trying to convince yourself here. I
think you're trying to sell a documentary.
Do you think?
So, well, if everyone hates sharks, because I imagine her documentary is quite sympathetic to sharks. And fair enough, sharks aren't the bad guy. The ocean is. But
where are sharks?
You know what? Yeah, you're right there.
They need more, I don't know, they need more government interference just in terms of help with education, help with, mental health problems. Like, you need all these people coming in to give these guys a hand, because if not, they're going to lash out, start eating people. That's just the way it is.
Just chomping down on documentarians.
And they're the ones trying to help them, Sean. She says she still loves sharks, but on your one day off from a shark documentary, which we can only assume is propaganda for the sharks, she gets bitten.
Well, that's what the sharks want us to think.
That's what the sharks want us to think. Also, they found that there are walking sharks now. Sharks that can walk on land. So,
I'm sorry?
Yeah, no, they found an evolution of a shark that had feet that can walk on land.
Connor, if you're messing with me,
no, I'm not messing.
I'm going to be upset.
I'm not messing, and that's why I put these two stories kind of together.
Kidding? Oh my god.
So here's the thing, Sean. You've always said to me, I'll fight a shark, but only on land, and then chuckle to yourself. Ha ha ha, I'm so tough. Well, I need you to back up your words here, man, because the sharks now have the ability to probably uppercut you on the land too.
I don't think they ever had the ability to uppercut me.
Well, evolution is an amazing thing, maybe.
So how big are these sharks that we're talking?
I think they're not that big. But this does imply that the bigger ones could one day evolve to that point also.
That's true, it could happen, and I'll be long dead by then.
Because of sharks.
I'll have fallen into a vat of sharks.
Vat of sharks. No water, just a vat of sharks.
Just solidly a shark.
Yeah. Now we have our own shark on this show that we have not mentioned for many a while, Sharkfoot.
Sharkfoot, always capable of walking.
Always capable of walking, literally, that's all he does. He's on a foot.
He's on a man's foot.
And so Sharkfoot, if anyone doesn't know, is just a shark bit a man and left a tooth in his foot last year, and we claimed, through a series of unfortunate events, that the shark would grow from that tooth, and then he would just have a shark foot.
And Sharkfoot is consistently angry because he's always a bit
He's so aggressive. He's just so aggressive. He's always on socks.
He just really wants to just sit in the ocean for a little bit.
So emergency crews have confirmed that the woman is now in a stable condition, although her injuries are significant. Paramedic Terry Cummings said the woman was a little bit in pain, but managed to get it under control, which I think is the opposite to her injuries are significant.
Yeah, significant generally means, you'll need help with that.
One of those, Jesus. Okay, right, well, we may get her to the fucking hospital. It's understood that the woman is now undergoing specialist treatment. She's great, said Cumming. She's in there smiling and very happy, telling everyone how much she still loves sharks. Is this a bit of, an abusive relationship for this woman?
Unless it's a bit of Stockholm syndrome, because she's been around the sharks for so long, she now thinks she's part shark.
She's just snapping.
Yeah, very good, very good. No, can't do it, Connor.
I think that brings this story to a fin. Oh, come on, shot.
It's alright, it wasn't your worst. Not your best.
Well, look, my best is such a low bar, I thought I'd get there. It is also the third shark attack to take place in Australian waters in 9 days. So,
wow. All
I'm saying, Sean, is they're becoming organised.
They have a goal, and they have the means to achieve it.
Their goal is to piss off this one woman who loves them for some reason.
Yeah, their only friend.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next story, and this is it's a story of just ultimate happiness followed immediately by immediate sadness.
Oh god.
And so we have sprinter Noah Lyles briefly breaks Usain Bolt's 200 metre record, then figures out he didn't run 200 metres.
Oh no. I mean, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
Yes. So for a brief moment, it certainly looked like the American sprinter Noah Lyles had made history at the 2020 Inspiration Games. His time in the 200 metre race was 18.9 seconds, a full 0.21 seconds faster than Usain Bolt.
Oh wow, that's in terms of running, that's a significant improvement.
Yes, so he's he's added a lot of time, or taken away a good chunk of time from Usain Bolt's record. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this knows who Usain Bolt is. He's kind of fast. And so this guy beats him. Nobody's been able to beat Usain Bolt's record since 2009. He's held it in the 2009 100 metre and 200 metre. This man thought he did it for 5 minutes. He thought he had beaten the record.
Such a glorious time.
It was. He was like, you must have, when he seen it, he was just like, what? I'm really fast.
It's like, I've done it. And I never even trained.
Exactly. So his previous best before this was 19.5 seconds. A full 0.6 seconds slower.
So, that's even
half
worse.
A second slower.
So, and compare that to his, what he thought was improved. Well, oh man. I would be livid, because I would never run again.
Yeah. Do you know how much they have to train to knock off half a second? Like,
it's
half
ridiculous.
A second is so much.
Over such a short distance as well. Like, it's not like you even have the time. You know, if you're not perfect, you're not improving, is the thing. Any mistake will fuck you up. And
when he finished, he was going mental. Broadcaster Steve Crabb said, who set a few records himself, was heard saying incredulously, "That can't be right. That cannot be right," slowly into his microphone after it went down.
It's like, lads, there's a mistake there.
There's no way he's knocking half a second off without riddling himself with drugs. Like, he was 19.5 last week, and now he's 18.9 this week. Nobody makes half a second improvement in 7 days.
No, and if he did, presumably his muscles would rip.
Yeah. Cram wound up being correct, as it turned out that Lyles was told to line up in the wrong track lane. The mistake gave him the edge, as he only had to run 185 metres. So, he ran 15 metres less than Usain Bolt had to run.
That's heartbreaking, man.
So he didn't know, but he was told, okay, this is where you're starting, and he ran the whole length of it. He thought, I'm after breaking Usain Bolt's record. Oh my god, I'm the fastest person ever. They figured out he'd lost 15 metres, so he only ran 185 metres, so he's the fastest 185 metre runner of all time. Unfortunately, the record is at 200.
Yeah, I would argue that Usain Bolt probably added, like, when he was breaking records left and right, he probably could have run 185 metres faster.
He would have challenged him. I'm definitely saying that. But I read this story, and it's one of those where you said it yourself, I would never run again. And it's just one of those where this man is after, he runs it, he sees the time, and you have that moment where you're like, I'm the fastest man in the world. Oh my god.
I'm done. Because he would have made plans, being like, "Oh, I'm going to go out and celebrate. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
this makes my whole life. This is my biggest achievement." That can't be right.
and the fact that afterwards they found out he just started like 15 metres ahead of where he was meant to. So, like, sure, you could have just started at any point. Start at 100 metres.
Like, yeah, and if they'd even said, listen, you're in a different lane, just run a bit further at the end, and we'll time that.
Yeah. And so I think this is a case of one man's sadness. It's the ultimate sadness, but it was the ultimate happiness when it happened. So Usain Bolt's record is still intact. All these runners, by the way, I'm pretty positive are doing them from different parts. I don't think they could all be in the same place unless they all get tested, because I know one person sent in his race, say he did it on his home track. A French sprinter was doing it. He did it remotely in Switzerland and then sent in his time, and he eventually, Christophe Lemaitre, who came second, he's the guy who sent it in remotely, was actually given the win, because technically this guy never finished the race.
Oh, Jesus. So he was... I mean, look, You'd be delighted if you were the lad who came second, wouldn't you?
But the guy who came second completed it in 20.65 seconds. A full second and a half slower.
Oh my god. Oh, you'd be very delighted if you were the guy who came in second, so...
Like, this guy won, and the guy just never finished the race. So, oh man, you think you're having a bad day. That 5-minute turnaround, I think, he's going to live with him for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah, and he's presumably going to be able to judge 15 metres, like, at the drop of a hat from now on.
Oh, just even a glance. Just like, that's 14. Don't joke with me.
Don't try and do that to me.
Seriously, don't make me run. Because my muscles are burning after 185.
That's my limit, lads.
Yeah. Imagine he can't run 200 anymore. He gets to 185 and he just collapses.
he passes out. But not even like
practicing.
He falls forward. He just stops dead.
He's still standing. He just stops. And he's like looking around like, somebody help me. Wheel me away.
Please.
We're moving on to our next piece of weird news. And that is Delaware pizza store owner files robbery by throwing pie at suspect.
Like in a cartoon.
Like in a cartoon, yes. The pie, I can only assume. It goes around his face.
Yeah, like a custard pie kind of a thing. Or is it a pizza pie, like a Chicago deep dish?
Oh, could be. So a man with a machete demanded money, only to have a pizza thrown at him. A crook looking for some dough, Sean, got served up something else when trying to hold up a pizza shop in Delaware on Friday. Delaware State Police said they were searching for a man who attempted to rob Stargate Pizza in Sussex County and who only fled after the owner flung pizza at him. Officials said they received a call about the incident at 10:30 at night. The owner told troopers that while he was closing his business for the night, a man approached him with a machete and demanded money and was screaming and shouting repeatedly at him. The store owner advised the suspect that he did not have any money and at the last moment threw a pizza at him, causing the suspect to flee the scene with his machete.
I know exactly what happened. See, the pizza had pineapple on it, and so the man just felt violently sick at the thought of it.
Ew! Get the fuck away from me, man! That's fucking disgusting.
That's fucking awful.
Do you have a fucking license for that stuff? Jesus. This guy, Sean, we've talked about it many times, but robberies. You're going in, you want everything to go like how it goes in your head. And one thing can go wrong, and you just shit yourself. This guy had a machete, and the other guy was by himself, locking up for the night. Also, you could just say, why didn't he rob it when, 5 minutes earlier they were open? They would have had a cash register.
Look, that was the first mistake, okay?
That was the first. Secondly, he walks up to him, he's like, give me your money. I don't have any money. Give me your money. Alright, fair enough, look, we've had a good discussion. No, he's like, give me your money. Then the guy who runs the pizza shop throws a pizza pie at him, and this guy runs away. But surely the pizza does not cause the same damage as the machete. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking.
It depends. No, it doesn't depend at all, actually. The machete is... No. What the machete doesn't give you is the confusion advantage, though. It's the equivalent of if someone came at you with a gun versus if someone came at you with, like, a hammer. Like, one of them you're going to run a lot quicker.
But the other one you're going to look confused. I think it's even weirder, though. Like, I think this takes a level. If you're in a fist fight with anyone, or like if it's a game of not a game, but if it's a fight to the death, and the other guy's weapon of choice is a machete, and you pull out a pizza, then the guy with the machete is thinking, "Jeez, this guy must be so fucking talented. He must think so little of me. He's pulled his pizza out just cause."
Yeah, you need to pull it out with confidence. And just be like, no, this is all I need.
I will fuck you up and then I will have some cheese that is melted. Okay? So watch yourself.
Like, and I'm trying to think of other good weapons you could pull out. Like, if you're all getting ready for a fight and one guy has like a crowbar, one guy has a machete, and then one dude pulls out nunchucks, and then you pull out a pencil.
Everyone's kind of looking at the guy with the pencil like, he's gonna do something fucking cool.
We've all seen John Wick, lads.
We've all seen The Dark Knight. The heads will disappear.
So, like, or if he pulls out a banana.
Yeah, he's gonna kill us with potassium. I think that's the ultimate power move. If this guy comes up with a machete and the other guy's first thought isn't run away, he very calmly says, I don't have any money. And then when the guy starts getting a bit, up in his face, he throws a pizza at him and then the guy immediately runs away. For the sole reason that it has not gone down how he thought it was going to go.
Yeah, it's thrown the whole operation out of balance.
Because you're taking your life in your hands once a pizza is airborne. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because no one wants to be the guy who ruins pizza.
Nobody.
And it could be hot.
Nobody wants that.
That could be fresh out of a stone oven.
He's just after finishing his shift. He's just getting some food.
He's just having dinner, lads.
So yeah, this guy tried to rob a place. Immediately the man pulled out a pizza, threw it at him. He's like, nah, it's too hot. This war zone is too hot, man. Get out of here.
I gotta get out. I'm too cool.
So, we're going to move on to our next piece of weird news, and that is, family finds strange woman cooking ramen noodles in their kitchen. She's now in jail.
We get so many of these stories, man.
So many of them.
Where someone just breaks into an innocent person's house and helps themselves to the use of their kitchen.
Now, I would normally, as you said, we would read this a lot and then kind of go, alright, it's a bit weird, but once you get them a few times, you kind of just have to go, okay, there's weird people. But,
you get numb to them, yeah.
But I found this article and it had one comment underneath it, and I think the comment might be funnier than the story. So we're going to read the story, and then I just have one random Facebook person's comment underneath it.
Okay, let's do it.
So, an Escambia County family found a stranger in their home cooking ramen noodles after she made a sandwich and is now facing criminal charges. The occupants of the home in 6000 block of Hampton Road, everyone's favourite road, told deputies that they found 33-year-old Patricia Nicole Junk of Cottage Hill in their kitchen. All of the occupants of the home denied knowing her or letting her into the home. The first deputy on scene found a pot of noodles cooking on the stove and later located Jung sitting on the front porch of the house about a block away eating a cup of noodles. It all seems to line up, Sean.
The noodles are a constant, that's true.
There were cooking noodles, and now she's eating noodles. Wait a minute. You committed murder! Jung told deputies that an older male named Rabbit had told her she could stay at the home whenever she wanted. Who's this Rabbit, Sean? Seems, I don't know, it's all over the place.
He seems mad as a March hare? No.
You could have said she's hopping mad.
That was too obvious, Connor. Too obvious.
No, you're right. You're the one going for the subtle gags. Deputies noted that the home was unlocked when Jung entered. The total damages. This is going to shock you, Sean. The total damages were listed at $2 for the noodles, $3 for a loaf of bread,
That's
for
$5.
a total of $5 of damage.
Good. God, will they ever recover?
She just walked in, took a packet of fucking instant noodles and a loaf of bread and walked out.
Look, she didn't take as much as she could have. She wasn't as much of an asshole as she could have been.
She didn't want to piss off Rabbit.
Well, the Rabbit is mad as a March hare, as we all know.
Exactly.
He's got those big floppy ears. And I don't know that much about rabbits, I'll be honest. He likes carrots, can see in the dark.
I think that, can they see in the dark? They do like carrots. I do know that.
But if carrots make your eyes good, don't they?
I think my mum told me that, but I don't know if that has any scientific value.
Oh, so is that... wait, is that just a way to get kids to see carrots, then?
You're like, I have to call my mum. Just give me 5 minutes. I need to have a fucking word with her.
Yeah, that's not fair, because...
Yeah. No, it's almost
as a
like
man
you're
with
lying to your
glasses.
I've been eating carrots for days.
I'm
months.
allergic to carrots, but I was trying anyway.
No. So the woman broke in, caused $5 worth of damage, and then she got arrested. Now, you might think that's a bit weird, but Faye V, who, you know, she's making the comment here. Faye seems to know a bit more than we do. Immediately off the bat, Faye starts off on the wrong foot by calling this woman Tabby, instead of her other three names, which are not Tabby. They are Patricia Nicole Jung. So remember, the woman's name is Patricia Nicole Jung. Faye has read the article, has decided to comment on the article, and then has started the article with Tabby or whoever you are.
Yeah, Faye has said, like, okay, I've read enough of this article that I've formed opinions on it, and I am going to share those opinions.
Yeah.
And yet she's still messed up the name.
Now let's see what Faye has to say, because maybe she's coming in with a different viewpoint. Maybe she has more of a stronger outlook on this whole thing, because Faye has... You give me what your thoughts on this are.
Okay.
Faye says, on the 13th of July, 2020 at 8:21 p.m, Tabby, or whoever you are, so far on it, she's not going great. I'm sure that's an alias, or you're hiding your real name due to being wanted by the popo or whatever. You get real and get a grip! ! Yes, people should not leave their doors unlocked nowadays due to what situations like this happening. All you're doing is inviting such as this happening a break-in. Make sense? Don't think so. She didn't say make sense, don't think so. But that sentence, for anyone else listening, was, all you're doing is inviting such as this happening a break-in. Sean?
What? So her logic is that, because you unlocked your door, it's your own fault you got your noodles robbed.
Yeah. And Faye goes on, Sean, but she says, and yes, the homeowner should be fined. Of course. Because if the home was not unlocked, I don't think she would have broke in on her own. And yes, she should get rehab and no jail. Because all she do is get out and do drugs again. Think, Tabby, think. Who's Tabby? Before you react on anyone's comments, just think.
Is this comment written by the lady that stole the noodles?
Faye decided this article deserved her opinion. And you have to respect that. But Faye, my word of advice, now I know I'm not one to give advice, but I'd get the name right. Because you start off with Tabby or whoever you are, later on in the article, you get a bit more confident, a bit more cocky, arrogant even, and you say, think, Tabby, think!
Like, she's advocating thought there, which I think is noble.
Yeah, but she should have probably done it herself.
I was just going to say, at the end of the day, practice what you preach.
Yeah. What do you think of her comment? Because I think she seems to know a lot more than maybe we do. She's thinking the homeowner should be fined. She's thinking that Tabby is an alias to hide her real name from the popo. But Tabby's not this woman's name, so I don't know where she's gotten the name Tabby.
Well, it's an alias to hide her real name from the popo.
Yeah, but she's given her actual name in the article.
Well, that's also an alias.
Oh, right, sorry.
You can't address someone by their original alias, Connor.
Sorry, you're right. So she's too smart for me, Patricia Nicole Jung, or otherwise known as Tabby or whoever you are. I think I'd like to get Faye on the show.
Do you think so? Do you think she'd be a good co-host?
I think that she would have thoughts on many things.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think she would have thoughts on many things, but they might not be right thoughts.
Oh, I see. You just want... What you want is just little bits of sound bites. And just be like,
I mean, anyone... anyone that does the great... I mean, English literature is, I feel like, proper sentence structure, syntax. It's dying out, Sean. we need people like Faye to come in and say, all you're doing is inviting, such as this happening, a break-in. The linguistic genius that she is, she can see things we can't.
I'm not saying she can't. Like, she can juggle words like a juggler, juggling words. Fuck.
Right, that's it. Oh, boys. See, you're not good.
That's tough.
You're not good at what she's good at.
It's fucking hard, lads.
English is tough. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And this weird news is just... I mean, do you ever read an article that's just mean to the guy that's got arrested? Like, they're just taking this chance to take a shot at him.
See also this show.
This show. But sweating Ocala man nabbed on DUI charge after running stop sign in Summerfield. Now, this Ocala man, he had an evening. I will say he's had a big evening, because a Marion County Sheriff's deputy stopped a dark coloured Pontiac Vibe near the intersection on 47th Street, Sean. Everyone's favourite intersection.
And street.
And street. So he conducted a traffic stop and spoke with the driver's 27-year-old driver. Jesus.
What?
Jamie Burrell. Jamie Burrell is the driver's name.
Okay.
The deputy noted that Burrell's face was flushed, his eyes were watery, and he appeared to be sweating immensely, and his clothing appeared to be soaked.
Going into a lot of detail about his perspiration here.
And he stank. He fucking stank.
He fucking smell like shit, lads.
Oh, ugly bastard.
And his mother doesn't love him.
His mother didn't want to say it, but she hasn't got him a Christmas present in years. Fucking hates the prick. So the deputy reported smelling a strong odour of urine coming from Burrell's body also.
No. Oh, the poor lad got frightened.
Yes, so he runs one stop sign, they pull him over, and the police officer just walks up to the door, and this is what he sees. A man who's, I can only assume, is just... Have you ever seen the gif of the guy the guy in the airplane? Yeah. And all the sweat is just pouring
just
down his face.
A waterfall along his face.
and the smell of piss is just in the car. It's not good. And in his head he's like, stay calm, play cool, you'll get with this. Just say you didn't see the stop sign. Just say... Oh, they're getting closer. Oh no.
Oh no, fuck.
Oh no.
Oh, I shouldn't have had all those 2 litres of water.
I've had too much water, that's my problem. He asked for his driver's licence and said he didn't have it. Then the deputy asked Burrell if he had a valid driver's licence, and Burrell replied, I should.
You know what? I'm in the wrong, officer.
You've caught me there. And fair play to you, there's egg on my face.
That's right.
I should have one.
You know what, between the two of us, you've done your job, I've not done mine.
And fair play to you. And I know you're the type of guy you let me off, because I've kind of learned my lesson here. Wouldn't you say so, officer? Oh, I'm in handcuffs.
Oh God.
Yes. You drive me home, officer. This is not the way to my house.
I'm going to take another piss while we're going.
Because of all the water.
Many 2 litres, officer. You wouldn't believe it. Was I telling you?
Is there a worse answer to, do you have a valid driver's licence? I should. Now would you mention it?
Yeah, but do you have it?
Well,
no.
Those 2 words, they could hide a lot of things. I should could mean many things. I should have it on me. Oh yeah, I should. Yeah, it's somewhere here.
I should. Yeah. Like it's in the car.
It could be I should, as in my licence was wrongfully taken away. I should have it, but I don't because of the government. Or, officer, that's something I've been meaning to do.
You know what? I've been driving for years and I keep meaning to get around to it. Oh no.
Do you know it's always on the to-do list, but it's always like 4th or 5th. I never get to it. I always have loads of things on.
But, look, working hard or hardly working. You know what I'm talking about. I'm working hard at driving all day.
He's pointing at him. He knows. This guy knows.
This man knows. He knows what's going on.
He also said that if his licence was suspended, it was for failure to pay court fines, the report says, noting that Burrell's hands were also twitching frequently. He's probably not hiding anything.
No, he's probably just a sweaty, piss-riddled man.
Twitcher.
Twitcher, yeah.
A sweaty, piss-riddled Twitcher. It's natural. Whenever you're on a first date with a gal, you get a bit nervous. You start twitching and pissing yourself and sweating. It's happened to the best of us.
It's a natural thing. It happens when you're nervous, and it happens when you might be on a load of drugs.
So, a computer check showed that Burrell didn't have a valid driver's licence, but he should, and was a habitual traffic offender. It showed a suspension from 2012 for driving under the influence, Burrell being labelled a habitual traffic offender in 2013, and in January of this year. So, 3 times already, and he just keeps going. The deputy spoke with Burrell a second time and noted that his speech was very slurred and mumbled.
They're giving us the information here. They're pacing it really nicely. It's like, just when we think we've heard everything, another little bit gets peppered into the story.
Yeah, you haven't gotten to it yet. He was still sweating profusely, and after a second deputy responded to the scene, Burrell was placed under arrest for being a habitual traffic offender. While searching Burrell's vehicle, deputies found a Mike's Harder green apple and a Mike's Harder black cherry alcoholic beverage container on the front passenger seat floorboard. The driver's seat was also soaked in liquid that was believed to not be alcohol, is what I will say.
Oh God, it was
sweat.
Water, yeah. Something.
It was water. Oh, I've spilled my 2 litre. Don't worry, I have 7 more.
The car's suspension is fucked.
After being read his rights, Burrell said he drank from the alcoholic beverage containers found in his vehicle 2 days earlier, but not on the night he was stopped. He hadn't had any of them the night he was stopped.
Unless he's forgotten what day and night is.
True. Deputies noted that throughout their conversation with Burrell, he appeared to be dozing in and out of sleep. He denied taking any illegal drugs, and when asked his phone number, Burrell replied, "jumping potatoes," and then proceeded to lay his head back.
And I'm done.
I think, officer, you have all the information you need. Please, carry on.
I can no longer help in this matter.
The deputy called Burrell by his name in an attempt to get his attention, and he woke back up and provided his phone number.
And there's my licence as well, by the way.
Oh, I had on me. Oh, he woke up completely sober.
Yeah, he in that small 2 or 3 minutes, he slept it off.
Deputies noted that they had to ask Burrell the same questions repeatedly, even screaming at him until he understood them, in between his bouts of sleepiness, and call out his name frequently in an attempt to get his attention.
Jesus. It's, again, like in Airplane, it's the scene where just they're all queuing up to slap him. Just to fucking get him awake.
Like, he's standing there just falling asleep, and they're just like, "Do you have a phone number?" Jumping potatoes. "Officer, time for Betty Buys." He just falls asleep standing up, and they're just like, Burrell. Come there. Oh yeah, sorry, what's going on?
Sorry, what? Oh, I fell asleep, didn't I?
Did you all fall asleep?
Guys, did we all just collectively pass out?
That's weird. I've been awake the whole time. So Burrell was transported to the county jail, where he agreed to participate in a field sobriety exercise. He failed all 3 and provided a breath sample that showed a blood alcohol level that was above the recommended daily dose, I would say, or the recommended dose for if you're going to be in control of a motor vehicle.
Which is 0, you should have.
Oh, I would say 0, yes. Burrell is now charged with a $15,000 bond. He is in jail until his court date on August 11th. But Sean, that's very strong water he was on.
Look, it's sometimes water can hang on a minute.
Yep, here we go. You're his lawyer. You're in you're in the courthouse here. Defend him.
Where? What state is this in?
I would assume that this is in Florida.
Right. Well, clearly, Your Honour, Florida is known to have one of the warmest climates in the world.
Yeah.
And my client was driven delirious from heat.
Oh.
And so he drove, and fair enough now, the delirium might have affected his driving skills, but he went to the store, bought 4 dozen bottles of water, 2 litres, I'll have you know.
And 2 cans, just for a present.
Just to pepper in amongst the car, for decoration. He likes the drawings on the cans.
Yeah.
But in his haste to rehydrate himself, he spilled water all over himself, mimicking sweat and piss, and all over the car as well.
Mimicking sweat and piss.
And so then, when he was found by the good officer over here, he looked like he was...
We don't actually technically know if he has sleep apnea yet, because he passed out several times, that officer.
That's true. And they kept blinking at the same time as well.
At the same time.
And so... and then the delirium just properly set in, and so he couldn't pass the drunk driving tests because he spilled all the water. It's a miracle he didn't die, actually.
It is from all the water. I think we've all in this courtroom heard enough. I think he's free to go. He's clearly just a man trying to live his best life. I like your... Fair enough. He's a shit driver. Fair enough. But he's not a serial sweater, pisser, smelly guy.
Certainly
he's a lovely man.
He's a lovely man. You have to give him something. You know, he's not going to get off 100% free, but you got to get him in on a lesser crime.
48 hours community service and maybe a licence, because he said he should have it. He said, I believe him.
And look, he's aware he did wrong there.
and look, when he said his number was jumping potatoes, what he meant was he was saying jumpe potato, which in a language means 087 722.
Connor, that's your actual phone number you're giving.
Oh no. Imagine I said your number as just as a joke, and you would just have to stay quiet, because if you recognised it, then people would recognise that was your number. But
that's
if you
true.
said nothing, they'd probably forget.
Yeah, or I'd have to edit it out, which is also not happening.
No, this is not it's a free country, right? Say whatever I want. You can't censor me editing things out.
Sorry, I didn't. Jesus, I didn't know you felt so strongly.
Dickhead. Just I'll go to a future job interview, we don't know what you said here, but frankly, we don't want to know. We don't like it.
We're not aware. We're not aware of any reason why we should hire you.
But you've turned up with a shade on your head, and I don't know if we can accept that.
But also, is it insensitive to take him not to take him just because he has a shed on his head?
It is an open position to everyone.
That's true.
Everyone is allowed in.
I mean, that shed costs less than £100 and has a built-in sound system.
We're finishing off Weird News Wednesday this week with a Florida woman, Sean, and it's one of our classic Florida woman forgot she had something. Florida woman says she forgot about drug pipe, that an X-ray determined was up her arse.
Oh God, not an easy place to forget about.
Oh fuck. Oh, it's up me arse. Oh, right.
Now,
I didn't know.
Connor, I ask again, which direction?
I'm pretty positive this is horizontal, yes.
Okay. Well, it's probably best, isn't it?
They had to have an X-ray for it.
Yeah, so that was deep inside.
Oh no. The case of a 34-year-old lady with an apparent crack pipe sequestered in her hindquarters.
That's the fucking joke.
Happened July 12th after 3 a.m. Investigators went to Orange Avenue and Rock Road, west of Fort Pierce, after a report of a possible impaired driver. The woman was slouched over the steering wheel of her Toyota, her foot on the brake, and the vehicle in drive. One person said the vehicle was there about 20 minutes. The woman, a Fort Pierce resident, said she was tired and hadn't been getting much sleep at all, which, to be fair, if there was a crack pipe up your arse, I think you'd be getting very few Z's every evening.
I think so too. I think that was... You're never sitting down again, really, are you?
You'd be stiff. It'd be tough to get comfy.
It's a hard... Look, it's a pain in the arse. We'll say that.
It is. It is. So the woman was arrested on a DUI charge. Investigators found what they said were items consistent with smoking drugs in her vehicle, but not a crack pipe.
Like, the crack pipe has suspiciously gone missing.
We could find all the crack, but no crack pipe. That is interesting.
You're not going to not smoke crack.
You could just have it there as decoration, I suppose. I mean...
At what cost?
At what cost? A loss of crack. The woman was taken to jail, where an X-ray showed a foreign object in her groin area. A strip search revealed a charred cylindrical object or pipe with filter material inside. In learning of the pipe, a deputy was told it came from her anus in the strip search. So then this article has... Sean, I think you're going to like this. One of my favourite things in the world. They need, sometimes in an article...
Fuck.
You need a word count, Sean. Word counts are important for
Journalism
articles.
is dead.
I don't think so. I think the one you want to have the word count on is the one that has an arse in it. Because... Go on.
No, I was just going to say I'm eager to hear.
At that time we had the man on the bike and he had a hat on and then it rattled off 47 different types of hats just to fill space.
Just to fill out the web page.
It's the equivalent of when you were in college writing 7 words for every one that you mean.
Yeah, and everyone's fully aware of what you're doing, but you do it anyway.
So I'm just going to read the next few paragraphs. This is good. Also, there's only 2 little paragraphs left of the story, and the first word after they come back from this is meanwhile. So they just went completely another way. So here we go. It came from her anus is reminiscent of popular movie titling conventions, such as It Came from Outer Space in 1953. It came from Beneath the Sea in 1955. It came from Another World in 2007. There's no rules of 3 here. And it came from Yesterday in 2011. An anus, the plural of which is anuses, is the opening at the lower end of the alimentary canal, through which the solid refuse of digestion is excreted, according to dictionary.com. They went to fucking dictionary.com to tell us what an arse is.
They cited a source, Connor.
Yeah. The source is, look behind you. Anus is not to be confused with onus, an often burdensome obligation or task. Or Anus is not to be confused with Uranus, the 7th planet from the Sun, with an equatorial diameter of about 32,000 miles. So now we know the diameter of Uranus, and we know that it's not to be mixed up with Onus, and we know the 4 movies that it came from, that saying.
What else
I think
is
we're ready back. What else is there? Well, I think it's time to get back to the story, Sean, because meanwhile, the woman told the deputy she forgot about the pipe, the dimensions of which were not listed.
That is that's an odd way to end the story. How big is your average crack pipe?
How big is your average crack? Didn't tell us that either.
That's true. There's no equatorial diameter.
No, they told us for Uranus, but they didn't tell us for Uranus.
Mine?
Yeah, yours specifically.
All right. Jeez, I'll get the ruler out.
I think that might be the worst piece of journalism I've ever read.
That's awful. That's like it's trash reporting of what is kind of a rude story.
I mean, it's a funny story. The woman has a fucking crack pipe up her arse, and then her story is, I don't know how it got there. That's very funny. But when you are writing the story and you get to 700 words and you need 1,000, you can't just tell us what an arse is. cover a bunch of movies that is so loosely treaded, because it says it came from her anus, which is what the deputy says, and the next bit is it's reminiscent to popular movie titles such as it came from outer space. Like, that has nothing to do with what's going on.
No, at least keep it relatable to
at least tell us what an arse is. I was happy to accept that.
Oh, we honestly expected that was coming. It's everything around that.
Is there anything that needs to be explained less? I think we all figured out immediately when they said a crack pipe was up her arse. We didn't go, a crack pipe was where? I only understand arms and legs.
Yeah, like I can't imagine where that is.
Somebody reading it. Oh, fuck. I've been calling that me back pee-pee. Oh, Jesus.
Please, never refer to it as that again.
That's just what my school taught me. Is that not right?
No, well, look, it's close enough.
It's close enough. Close enough. Sean, what do you think of this woman and her crack pipe up her arse? Do you think that she knew it was there, or is it all a mistake?
It's definitely all a mistake. But I think she also consciously put it up there.
If you see the police coming and you're like looking around the car and you're just like, where'll I put it? Fuck, where'll I put it? And then she just has to look at herself like, I couldn't swallow it, that'd be ridiculous. I'd have to go the other way. Yeah. I think you're going to die either way.
At least clean it before you put it up as well. Like, it was covered in
At least
soot.
clean it if you're going to use it again.
Oh God, you don't think she's reusing it, do you?
I mean, a woman who's willing to stick a crack pipe up her arse, you're telling me she's not willing to use the crack pipe. I disagree, Sean. I disagree.
Yeah, that's the worst thing Oh God, I don't want to imagine that, Connor. I've had enough.
Let's finish this week with an anus is not to be confused with onus, an often burdensome obligation or task, or Uranus, the seventh planet from the Sun, with a diameter of about 32,600 miles. Now you can say you learned something from Weird News Wednesday.
And the onus is on you.
To never listen again. Jesus Christ. That's it for this week's Weird News, Sean.
What a week. We've had anuses and men with sheds.
Men with sheds. We've had arses.
We've had sweaty men driving cars when they shouldn't be.
Only the sweatiest.
And we've had some laughs along the way, Connor.
Yeah, that's loosely there.
Oh, fucking hell, alright. Jeez. Trying my best.
And no, you know what you could have said? We had a bit of crack along the way.
We did. We did all that cocaine.
We did, yes. I'm very excitable. Do you want to take us out, John?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Here'sForHire or just a link in the description to that. Everyone who supports us over there, you're the nicest people in the world, and thank you all so much. We're on all the social medias. They're all linked in the description. You can email us here'sforhire_@outlook.com. But the best way you can ever support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just the one.
But other than that, I think that's about it for this week.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.